got it. Oh, look at that. Hey guys, today I'm showing you how we replaced our factory air conditioner in the RV with a brand new Furrion Chill Cube. I'll walk you through the installation process, the comparison of the amp draw before and after, and whether this was actually worth doing. So without any further ado, let's get to it. Before I started anything, I wanted to show the two units side by side. This is the factory Rooftop AC coming out, and this is the Furrion Chill Cube going in. The goal here wasn't just replacing an air conditioner. I wanted to see if the upgrade would actually improve startup amp draw and overall performance. Before I even started taking the old unit apart inside, this is the problem I was thinking about. How to get a heavy rooftop AC up here without damaging the RV or hurting myself. Before the install, I tested the factory, so I had a baseline for a fan-only draw, running amps, and
I need you in a second.
Startup amps. Boy, that will reduce
boom, got it.
amps on startup. This was easily the least graceful part of the entire install. The unit is awkward, heavier than it looks, and we were definitely fighting this one. But we took it slow and laughing through it when we could. It was better than rushing and damaging the RV in the end.
Do you on 3? What am I doing on 3? Push up.
Why don't you go to the lower part?
She has a good point. Should have went over the slide. I like the dumbass that we are.
Thank you.
All right, so to take this old unit off, this is the newer style Furrion shroud. So what you want to do is you want to get a firm grip on the inside here, and then you can just pull this cover down, just like so. And then we have our filters on each side. Take those down. Those are washable, by the way. And you should, every now and then, take these down and clean them out. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Phillips head screws to take the actual shroud cover down. This is the factory control box. You can see both the 12-volt wiring and the 120-volt wiring coming into the unit. 12-volt being smaller, the 120-volt being a little bit thicker. The interesting thing is that the Chill Cube, the one that we're replacing this with, takes a completely different approach and doesn't use a conventional thermostat or dedicated 12-volt control system. You want to make sure that you take pictures of your Wago connections coming, or however your connections are made in the coach side to your connectors going to the module of your AC unit. Just so you know that after your replacement's done, how the connections have to go back together. Okay, so this is our DC side, now completely disconnected. Our AC side also disconnected from the module. AC side disconnected from the module. Okay, so at this point we're ready now to take the actual hardware down. We have 4 3/8 for this Furrion. So just before we go any further here, those 4 bolts specifically are connected to the top of the unit. So this is what's actually clamping and compressing that gasket on the roof between the actual compressor unit and the roof membrane. So this is going to dictate the torque being put onto the gasket to make sure you have a tight seal. So once we have these removed, we can work up on the roof to tear this thing down. Once the old unit was removed, it was time to prep for the new installation. Like most RV air conditioners, the Chill Cube uses a standard 14 by 14 inch roof opening, but it's always worth taking a minute to inspect the gasket and make sure everything is positioned correctly before setting the unit into place. With the gasket checked and opening cleaned up, we carefully positioned the new unit into place and started lining everything up. After wrestling the new unit up the tallest side of the RV before, we definitely learned our lesson. For the old unit, we used the slide out as a staging area, which made the whole process a lot easier and a lot less sketchy.
But it's gonna sound something like after you almost murdered yourself.
With the unit sitting in the opening, the next step was making a few small alignment adjustments to make sure everything was centered before tightening it down. When you do tighten down the unit, make sure you're following a cross pattern. It's really important here to make sure you're applying even pressure on the gasket to make sure you have a really nice and tight seal. As discussed with the removal of the old unit, refer to your pictures that you took of the wiring. At this point, we can connect our Wago connectors for this specific application and connect them to our ground, neutral, and hot wire from the AC side of the RV. And then we're going to make the connection and pair them up with the 120 volt wires coming from the AC compressor. Black to black, ground is going to be your green to copper, and then you have your white, which is going to be your neutral. And while I personally really like the Wago connectors, it's important you give these a little tug to make sure you have a secure connection. Now that our connections are successfully made, it's time to put in the cover for the wiring into the AC unit. You see everything is nice and neatly tucked away. We're just tightening this up and getting ready to cut our plenum to size. Make sure you cut down the divider so you don't get any unnecessary compression between the bottom and the top unit. Make sure you follow the manufacturer's specifications regarding torque for the unit. Here it was 40 inch-pounds. Then it's time to put the faceplate on, which we did clean up afterwards to make sure we don't see those fingerprints. And after another 5 screws, we are close to being finished. That's the one good thing the RV industry does. With the installation completed, I repeated the same tests as before. Fan only, running amps, and startup amps. The fan and running numbers were fairly similar, but the startup draw is where the Chill Cube really stood out. Look at that gradual ramp up to only 7.3 amps versus that shock at 53.1 amps with the original unit. So, here we are. After installing the Chill Cube, you can see the biggest difference is really during the startup amp draw. The fan and the running amps are fairly similar, but the big difference is the way the AC starts up. The Chill Cube has an inverter compressor which slowly ramps up the amperage without that huge spike that the regular AC had. 53.1 amps of just thump is a huge load, especially if you're doing something like boondocking. So from that perspective alone, the change was definitely worth it. You did see we did have some issues with getting the AC onto the roof, so there are certain things I would definitely do different, like getting a hoist for the ladder. But all in all, the project really wasn't that bad. I personally really like the Wago connectors in the RV. It makes the wiring very straightforward. And for this application, Wago connectors are perfectly fine. As I said in the video, just tug on the wires a little bit just to make sure they don't come out of the connector. Once the connection is secure, you're good to go. Other than swapping out the AC for an inverter generator, there are other ways to make your existing RV more efficient and easier on your batteries. For example, this guy. We'll have future content coming up on the install of this unit onto another air conditioner, and we'll do an amp draw comparison to show how the original unit versus the unit with the soft start will work. So hang on for that. If you did find this video helpful, please consider subscribing because we have more maintenance, repair, and upgrade footage on the way.